Good morning and welcome to Market Monday for June 9th, 2025. Lately, we've been talking about stablecoins, those digital dollars on the blockchain. And remember how Congress recently passed the Genius Act that provides a regulatory framework for stablecoins in the US? Well, right on cue, last week, Circle, the company who created the world's second largest stablecoin, USDC, started trading publicly on the New York Stock Exchange, more than doubling on its first day of trading. Circle, of course, joining Coinbase, one of the most recognizable crypto exchanges and wallets, as a publicly traded company. Clearly, we have traditional finance, often called TradFi, converging with blockchain or crypto native companies. That may have been a birth of some sorts, but last week, there was also a birthday, a big one, for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. For all the time that we spend on the S&P 500 stock market, here are some interesting facts about America's second oldest stock market index. Yes, at 129, it is the second oldest index, the oldest being the Dow Jones Transportation Index. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was first calculated on May 26th, of 1896 by Charles Dow, co-founder of both the Wall Street Journal and Dow Jones and Company. It started out as just 12 companies representing big parts of the economy like leather, steel, and sugar. None of the original 12 companies are even left. General Electric was the most recent of the original 12 to be included, but was also removed in 2018. Interestingly, it was removed twice before, in 1898 and then again in 1901. In 1916, the index went from 12 stocks to 20, and then to 30 in 1928, where it's been there ever since. Yes, the Dow Jones Industrial Average only has 30 stocks. One of the quirkiest things about the Dow is it's price weighted, meaning companies that have a higher price per share, more or less an arbitrary number, have a greater weighting in the index. You can see here, by virtue of its higher price per share, Goldman Sachs is the largest component at an 8.8% weighting. The other companies that tend to dominate the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, have much smaller weights, so it's not dominated by the largest companies, but seems to be a bit more a slice of Americana. Every October, we're reminded of Black Monday in 1987, when the quote-unquote stock market crashed 22% in one day. Indeed, it was the Dow that crashed 22% on October 19th of 1987, but actually ended up finishing the year positive. Despite the many twists and turns, the wars, the crises, the political theater, the pandemics, much like the S&P 500 stock market, the Dow keeps chugging right along. In fact, it closed at about 100 in 1906 and increased to 1,000 by 1972. It took until 1999 to get over 10,000 and recently peaked above 45,000 in December of 2024. Here are each of the 1,000 point milestones and how long it took to reach each of them. Any bets on when it breaks 100,000? Happy Father's Day on Sunday and have a great week.